you ever feel comfortable, perhaps too comfortable, like settling into a favorite armchair wrapped in a familiar blanket? It feels safe, secure, known. There's a certain warmth, a predictable rhythm to this space we call our comfort zone. It promises peace, an escape from the harsh winds of the unpredictable world outside. It whispers assurances of stability. But have you ever sensed a subtle unease beneath that comfort? A quiet yearning for something more? A feeling that this cozy sanctuary, while pleasant, might also be a gilded cage? That the very walls protecting you might also be confining you, preventing you from seeing the vast landscapes that lie beyond? Today, this feeling is a challenging idea. It's a signal, one that cuts against the grain of our modern pursuit of ease. We delve into why that very comfort zone, the place we instinctively seek, might actually be hindering our growth, stifling our potential, perhaps even, as the provocative philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche might suggest, slowly killing our vitality. It's a confronting thought, but one with immense power. Why do we cling so tightly to the familiar? It's natural. Our brains are wired for survival, constantly scanning for threats and seeking the path of least resistance. Comfort zones represent predictability, reduced risk, and conserved energy. In a world full of potential dangers, retreating to what we know feels like the smartest, safest strategy. It's an evolutionary echo. Think of it like a well-trodden path through a forest. You know every twist, every turn, every route that might trip you. It's efficient, requires little thought, and guarantees you reach a familiar destination. Sticking to this path avoids the dense, unknown woods surrounding it, where dangers, real or imagined, might lurk. Safety seems paramount. But what happens when safety becomes the only goal? When the avoidance of discomfort dictates every choice? We build walls, not just around our physical space, but around our minds, our beliefs, our interactions. We curate our lives to minimize friction, challenge, and anything that might disrupt our carefully constructed equilibrium. We prioritize stability above all else. This is where the danger lies, according to thinkers like Nietzsche. He wasn't an advocate for reckless abandon, but he saw profound value in struggle, in confronting difficulty. He believed that true strength, genuine growth, and a life lived with intensity are forged not in comfort, but in the fires of challenge. Ease, he suggested, makes us soft, complacent. Nietzsche challenged the idea that happiness, defined as perpetual comfort and lack of suffering, should be the ultimate aim of human existence. He proposed instead the concept of will to power, not necessarily domination over others, but the drive towards self-overcoming, growth, mastery, and the affirmation of life in its totality, including its hardships. Consider a muscle. How does it grow stronger? Not by resting constantly, but by being stressed, pushed beyond its current capacity, and then allowed to recover and rebuild. Our character, our resilience, our skills, they operate on a similar principle. Without resistance, without challenge, they atrophy. Comfort becomes a slow weakening. The comfort zone, then, can be seen as a place where we deliberately avoid the necessary stress for growth. We avoid the awkward conversation, the challenging project, the new skill that feels difficult, the perspective that contradicts our own. We shield ourselves from the very experiences that could strengthen us, expand us, make us more. Nietzsche might ask, what kind of life is it, lived entirely within the known? A life shielded from risk is also shielded from discovery. A life avoiding failure also avoids significant success. A life shunning discomfort also shuns the profound satisfaction of overcoming it. Is a life lived solely for safety truly living? He introduced the idea of the Übermensch, often translated as the Overman or Superman. This isn't about superpowers, but about a human being who overcomes the limitations of conventional morality and mediocrity, who embraces challenges, creates their own values, and affirms life in its entirety. It's an ideal born from transcending comfort. Contrast this with his concept of the last man, the ultimate product of a society obsessed with comfort and security above all else. The last man seeks only contentment, avoids all risk, finds no meaning in struggle, and lives a diminished, mediocre existence. We have invented happiness, say the last men, and they blink. It's a warning against stagnation. Staying within our comfort zone aligns us more with the path of the last man than the striving Ubermensch. We might feel safe, yes. We might feel content, perhaps. But are we truly growing? Are we exploring the depths of our potential? Are we experiencing the full spectrum of what it means to be alive? Growth inherently involves stepping into the unknown. It requires facing uncertainty, potential failure, and the discomfort of unfamiliarity. Every new skill learned, every limiting belief challenged, every fear confronted, these actions happen outside the boundaries of our established comfort. They require a degree of courage. Think about the most significant moments of growth in your own life. Were they times of perfect ease and predictability? Or were they often preceded by challenge, uncertainty, perhaps even a crisis? It's often in navigating difficulties that we discover strengths we never knew we possessed. We learn, adapt, and emerge transformed. Nietzsche celebrated amor fati, the love of one's fate. This isn't passive resignation, but an active embrace of everything that happens, the good and the bad, the joyful and the painful. It means seeing challenges not as obstacles to be avoided, but as necessary components of a rich, meaningful life, as opportunities. When we view discomfort through this lens, it changes everything. The anxiety before public speaking isn't just fear, it's energy preparing you for performance. The frustration of learning a new instrument isn't just difficulty, it's the process of rewiring your brain for mastery. The pain of loss isn't just suffering, it's a testament to deep connection. The comfort zone promises stability, but often delivers stagnation. Like still water, it can become murky, lifeless. Growth requires flow, movement, disruption. Introducing new experiences, perspectives, and challenges is like introducing fresh water into the pond. It keeps it vibrant, alive, and capable of supporting greater life. So how do we begin to carefully, intentionally step outside? It doesn't require drastic, life-altering leaps immediately. Nietzsche's philosophy encourages embracing difficulty, but wisdom lies in starting where you are. The goal isn't recklessness, but conscious expansion. Small steps, consistently taken, create significant momentum. Identify one small thing that sits just outside your current zone of comfort. Is it speaking up in a meeting? Trying a new type of food, initiating a conversation with a stranger, reading a book with challenging ideas? Pick something small, manageable, but slightly intimidating. That's your starting point. Acknowledge the fear or discomfort that arises. Don't push it away or condemn yourself for feeling it. Recognize it as a natural signal that you're approaching a boundary. Frame it not as danger, but as growth territory. Thank your mind for trying to keep you safe, then gently choose to proceed anyway. Remember the blacksmith forging steel. The heat, the hammer blows, they are intense, uncomfortable for the metal. But they are precisely what transform raw iron into a strong, sharp blade. See your discomfort as the forge. It's the process through which your character, your resilience, your capabilities are being shaped and strengthened. Nietzsche emphasized self-mastery. Stepping out of your comfort zone is an act of self-mastery. You are consciously choosing growth over stagnation, courage over fear, potential over predictability. Each small step reinforces your ability to direct your own life, rather than being dictated by habitual avoidance. Consider the feeling after you've done something that scared you even slightly. Yes, there might be relief, but isn't there also a sense of pride, a quiet expansion? A feeling of being slightly more capable, slightly more courageous than before. That feeling is growth. That is the reward hidden just beyond the edge of comfort. The comfort zone isn't inherently evil. We all need places of rest and recuperation. The danger lies in making it our permanent residence. It should be a home base from which we venture out, explore, challenge ourselves, and then return to integrate our experiences, not a fortress to hide within indefinitely. Think of learning to ride a bicycle. Staying with training wheels forever feels safe, but you never truly learn to balance, to ride freely. Taking them off is scary. You will fall. But those falls, that discomfort, are prerequisites to experiencing the joy and freedom of riding unassisted. Growth requires shedding the stabilizers. Nietzsche saw life as a continuous process of becoming. We are not fixed entities but works in progress. Staying comfortable halts this process. Embracing challenges fuels it. Each obstacle overcome, each fear faced, adds another layer to who we are, shaping us into something
What potential
stronger,
lies dormant
more
within you
complex, more
simply
interesting,
because
it resides outside your current comfort zone. What skills, experiences, relationships, insights are you missing out on by prioritizing safety above exploration? It's a profound question worth sitting with. The cost of comfort might be higher than we realize. Reframing challenge is key. Instead of thinking this is scary, try this is interesting. Instead of I might fail, try I will learn. Instead of this is uncomfortable, try this is where growth happens. This subtle shift in internal language, inspired by Nietzschean affirmation, can profoundly alter our experience. We often overestimate the danger of stepping out and underestimate our ability to handle it. Our minds conjure worst-case scenarios, but reality is often far less dramatic. Even if things don't go perfectly, we usually find we are more resilient, more adaptable than we give ourselves credit for. We survive and we learn. Nietzsche believed that the struggle itself gives life meaning. A life without difficulty might be pleasant, but it lacks depth, narrative, the heroic quality that comes from striving and overcoming. Embracing challenges allows us to participate actively in the unfolding drama of our own existence, writing a richer story. Don't confuse necessary rest with permanent retreat. After exertion, recovery is vital. But the purpose of recovery is to enable further exertion, further growth. Listen to your body and mind. Allow for downtime, but resist the urge to let that downtime become your default state. Maintain the rhythm of challenge and rest. Every time you choose discomfort for the sake of growth, you cast a vote for a more expansive version of yourself. You affirm your potential. You align yourself with the forces of life that strive, overcome, and become. It's a quiet act of rebellion against the inertia of mere existence. Consider your fears. What are they truly protecting you from? Often, it's not physical danger but the discomfort of vulnerability, potential judgment, or the feeling of incompetence. Recognizing the true nature of the fear can diminish its power. Is avoiding temporary discomfort worth sacrificing long-term growth? Nietzsche's call to live dangerously wasn't about physical recklessness. It was about intellectual and spiritual courage. Dare to question your own assumptions. Dare to explore unsettling ideas. Dare to confront the parts of yourself you keep hidden. Dare to live authentically, even if it means standing apart from the crowd. The greatest growth often occurs at the edge of failure. If you never risk failing, you're likely playing it too safe. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's often a stepping stone towards it. It provides invaluable feedback, teaches resilience, and clarifies what truly matters. Embrace it as part of the process. Your comfort zone will naturally try to pull you back in. After a challenging experience, the allure of the familiar can be strong. This is normal. The key is conscious awareness. Notice the pull, acknowledge the desire for ease, and then make a deliberate choice. Retreat permanently or rest and prepare for the next step forward. Surround yourself with people who encourage growth, who challenge you respectfully, who inspire you to step outside your boundaries. Complacency can be contagious, but so can courage and ambition. Choose your influences wisely. Seek out those who embody the striving spirit Nietzsche admired. Remember that growth isn't always linear. There will be periods of rapid expansion and times of consolidation, even apparent setbacks. This is natural. The commitment isn't to constant, frantic progress, but to the underlying orientation towards learning, challenging oneself, and embracing the journey, bumps and all. Amor Fati. What feels comfortable today might have been terrifying yesterday. Your comfort zone is not fixed. It expands with each step you take outside of it. What seems like a huge leap now might feel like a small step later, once you've integrated the experience and grown stronger. The boundary is malleable. Nietzsche urged us to become creators of our own values. By choosing to face discomfort for growth, you are actively shaping your character and defining what matters to you. You are choosing resilience over fragility, courage over fear, becoming over mere being. This is a profound act of self-creation. Be patient with yourself. Building the muscle of courage takes time and repetition. Some days stepping out will feel easier than others. Don't demand perfection. Celebrate the effort, not just the outcome. Consistency in trying, even in small ways, is far more important than occasional grand gestures followed by retreat. The world outside your comfort zone is not just filled with challenges. It's also filled with beauty, wonder, connection, and opportunity that you simply cannot experience from within its walls. The richness of life in its fullness requires engagement with the unknown. The potential rewards are immense. Ask yourself, if I continue to live primarily within my comfort zone for the next 5, 10, 20 years, what might my life look like? What potential might remain unrealized? Contrast that with a future where you consistently, gently push your boundaries. What might become possible then? Let the difference motivate you. Nietzsche's philosophy is not about seeking suffering for its own sake. It's about recognizing that suffering and difficulty are inevitable parts of life, and that our growth and meaning come from how we engage with them. Do we shrink from them, allowing them to diminish us? Or do we face them, allowing them to strengthen us? The energy we spend maintaining our comfort zone, avoiding risks, managing anxieties about the unknown, deflecting challenges, could be channeled differently. It could be invested in learning, exploring, creating, connecting. Redirecting that energy from defense to expansion is a powerful shift. True confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act despite fear. It's built not by staying safe, but by accumulating experiences of facing challenges and realizing you can handle them. Each step outside the comfort zone is a deposit into your confidence account. Consider curiosity as your guide. Let genuine interest pull you forward past the threshold of comfort. What are you curious about? What skills intrigue you? What places call to you? Following curiosity can make the discomfort of the unknown feel less like a threat and more like an adventure. The feeling of being alive is often most potent when we are engaged, challenged, slightly off balance. Think of the thrill of performing, the focus of intense problem-solving, the exhilaration of exploring a new place. Comfort rarely provides this same level of vitality. Don't sacrifice aliveness for mere ease. Think about the stories you admire, the people who inspire you. Do their narratives revolve around playing it safe? Or do they involve overcoming obstacles, facing fears, pursuing ambitious goals despite the risks? We are drawn to stories of growth, and growth requires leaving the harbor. Your potential is not a fixed quantity. It unfolds and expands as you challenge yourself. By staying comfortable, you might only ever access a fraction of what you are capable of. Stepping out is an act of faith in your own latent possibilities, waiting to be awakened by experience. Don't wait for fear to disappear before you act. It probably won't. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the judgment that something else is more important. Decide that your growth, your potential, your aliveness are more important than the temporary discomfort of fear. Let that be your motivation. Notice the language you use. Do you say, "I can't," or "I haven't yet"? Do you say it's too hard or "it will require effort"? Shifting towards growth-oriented language subtly changes your perception of challenges and your own ability to meet them. Words shape reality. What is the smallest possible step you could take today to nudge the boundary of your comfort zone? Not a giant leap, just a tiny nudge. Maybe it's holding eye contact a second longer. Maybe it's taking a different route home. Maybe it's listening to a piece of music you wouldn't normally choose. Start small. Celebrate small victories. Did you do the slightly uncomfortable thing? Acknowledge it. Give yourself credit. This positive reinforcement trains your brain to associate stepping out with reward, making it slightly easier the next time. Don't dismiss the power of small wins accumulating over time. The aim isn't to eliminate comfort entirely. It's about developing a flexible relationship with it, knowing you can leave it, knowing you can return to it, but not being imprisoned by it. It's about expanding your range so that more of the world, more of life, feels accessible and engaging. Nietzsche challenges us to live more intensely, more fully. Staying perpetually comfortable often leads to a muted experience of life. Embracing challenges, even small ones, injects intensity, purpose, and a sense of forward movement. It awakens us from the slumber of routine. Consider areas where you feel stuck or stagnant. Is your comfort zone playing a role? Are you avoiding necessary actions or conversations because they feel uncomfortable? Gently challenging these specific areas can unlock significant progress and renewed energy. Be honest with yourself. Growth requires vulnerability. Stepping into the unknown means admitting you don't have all the answers, that you might stumble. This vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage. It's the prerequisite for learning, connection, and authentic living. Embrace the strength in openness. The feeling of boredom or restlessness can be a valuable signal. It might be your deeper self calling for more challenge, more engagement, more life. Instead of distracting yourself or seeking superficial comforts, listen to that feeling. What is it asking you to explore or confront? Nietzsche saw great potential in harnessing our will to power for self-creation. Every time you overcome inertia and step outside your comfort zone, you are exercising this will. You are actively shaping yourself, building resilience, and moving towards a stronger, more realized version of who you can be. Remember the core message. Comfort zones, while providing temporary safety, ultimately limit our growth, potential, and the richness of our life experience. True vitality, strength, and meaning are often found not in avoiding difficulty, but in embracing it as a catalyst for becoming. This isn't about constant struggle, but intentional engagement. It's about choosing expansion over contraction, curiosity over fear, becoming over remaining static. It's a mindset shift, viewing challenges not as threats, but as opportunities presented by life itself. What one insight from this exploration resonates most deeply with you? What small shift in perspective or action feels possible, even inviting? Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Just hold onto one key idea and let it gently guide you. The journey of growth is lifelong. There is no final destination where comfort reigns supreme without consequence. Life, as Nietzsche saw it, is perpetual striving, overcoming, and becoming. Embrace the journey itself, with all its ups and downs, as the true substance of living. Cultivating amor fati, the love of fate, allows us to meet whatever comes with acceptance and even affirmation. This doesn't mean liking pain, but accepting its role in the larger tapestry. It frees up enormous energy previously spent resisting reality, allowing us to engage more fully. Don't let the pursuit of comfort inadvertently lead you to the fate of the last man, comfortable, content, but ultimately diminished. Choose the path of growth, even with its inherent discomforts. Choose the striving, the learning, the becoming. Choose a life of greater depth and meaning. Each step outside your comfort zone expands your world. It introduces new possibilities, new perspectives, new strengths. It literally makes your world bigger, richer, more interesting. This expansion is the essence of growth. Why settle for a smaller world? So the question isn't if you should leave your comfort zone, but how and when. How can you gently, consistently nudge its boundaries? When will you take the next small step towards a challenge that promises growth? The power lies in that conscious choice. Let this exploration not be a source of pressure, but inspiration. See the discomfort associated with growth not as a stop sign, but as a gateway. A sign that you are on the right path, the path towards realizing more of your innate potential. Nietzsche's ideas challenge us profoundly. They ask us to reconsider our relationship with comfort, safety, and difficulty. They invite us to live more courageously, more fully, embracing the totality of life as the ground upon which we build ourselves. The cost of staying put might be the life you could have lived, the person you could have become. Is that a price you are willing to pay for the illusion of perpetual safety? Only you can answer that. But consider the potential joy and meaning found in the striving. Today, identify just one small area where your comfort zone feels restrictive. Contemplate one tiny action you could take, maybe not even today, but soon, to gently push against that boundary. Plant the seed of intention. Remember the muscle analogy: stress, recover, grow stronger. Apply this rhythm to your life. Seek manageable challenges, allow yourself time to integrate the experience, and then, when ready, seek the next. Sustainable growth follows this pattern. Don't fear the intensity of life. Embrace it. The highest highs often require navigating the lowest lows. A life lived fully contains the entire spectrum. Nietzsche encourages us not just to endure it, but to affirm it, to say yes to the whole experience. Your comfort zone served a purpose. It protected you. Thank it for its service, but recognize when it's time to graduate, to explore beyond its familiar borders. It's not about destroying your sanctuary, but about realizing the whole world can be your playground, not just one small room. Let the core idea settle. Growth happens at the edge of discomfort. Comfort, prolonged indefinitely, leads to stagnation. This isn't a judgment, but an observation about the dynamics of life and potential. Use this understanding wisely. What story do you want your life to tell? One of careful preservation within known limits, or one of courageous exploration, learning, overcoming, and becoming? The pen is in your hand. Each choice to face discomfort writes another line in that unfolding narrative. Nietzsche's perspective is a powerful antidote to a culture that sometimes overvalues ease. It reminds us of the deep, enduring value found in challenge, in the journey of self-overcoming. It calls us not to a life free from difficulty, but to a life made meaningful through our engagement with it. So the next time you feel the familiar pull of comfort, the resistance to stepping into the unknown, pause. Remember this conversation. Remember the cost of stagnation and the profound rewards of growth. Ask yourself, what does life demand of me now? Embrace the discomfort not as an enemy but as a guide. Let it signal where your growth edges lie. Approach them with curiosity, courage, and the deep understanding that this is how you become more fully yourself. This is how you truly live.